Good evening. It's 6:30. I'd like to call this meeting of council to order and acknowledge that the city of Winkler is located on Treaty 1 land, the home of the Anishinaabe, Cree, Ojibwe, Dakota, Dene peoples, and the homeland of the Métis Nation. We respect the treaties that have been made on these territories and acknowledge that there have been harms and mistakes in the past, but we dedicate ourselves to a future based on respect of all peoples, including Indigenous communities, in a spirit of reconciliation and collaboration, moving forward to a harmonious, prosperous future together. Be it resolved that the agenda for the regular council meeting of October 22nd, 2024 be adopted. Mover?
Peter. Marvin.
Peter got it. Marvin got the second. You see the agenda in front of you. Do you see any changes needed? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the minutes of the regular council meeting of October 8th, 2024 be adopted. Mover?
Michael.
Second?
Don.
Don? Any comments on what you see?
Looks like I missed a good one with lots of extras there.
We had a meeting.
We had a party.
All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the minutes for the special meeting of council of October 15th, 2024 be adopted. Mover?
Andrew?
Second.
Peter. Marvin.
Peter got the second. You will see that I believe that is probably the shortest meeting we've ever had. We had one piece of business, which was to get the by-election process started by appointing a senior elections official. We did that. We got going. Thank you, Wendy, for agreeing to serve in that regard. Any additional thoughts from council?
Nope.
All in favor? Carried. We have some correspondence there. Waste reduction and recycling support rebate. We see the numbers there over the last several years. Numbers are fairly consistent here recently, down a touch by the looks of it from 2021. But other than that, very consistent all the way through. That is information only, no motion is needed. Continuing then to finance. Be it resolved that accounts payable in the amount of $1,558,919.46 as approved by the Finance Committee be approved for payment. Mover?
Andrew?
Second?
Don.
As always, your check register is attached if you have any questions.
Got our Apple rebate there.
Yes, we
for
did.
return.
Yep. Sneaky guys.
All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that council approve the following remuneration for voting officials and assistants for the 2024 election days. Voting officials, $250 plus meals provided by the city. Voting assistants, $225 plus meals provided by the city, as well as $40 for a training session. Mover?
Marvin.
Second.
Michael.
You see the note there, that is the exact same as we paid the voting officials during our 2022 municipal election. Any thoughts on what you see? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the Winkler Fire Department report for September 2024 be received for information. Mover?
Michael.
Second.
Peter?
I think a good place before we dive into it here too is to acknowledge for the second time in about 2 weeks we lost a leader in our community. Former Chief Abe Suderman was laid to rest last weekend. 42 years of volunteer service to our fire department. That is a legacy worth leaving.
Mm-hmm.
We want to thank the Suderman family for sharing him with us for that period of time. Our community and our fire service is better for his time there. Do we have additional comments on the report that you see in front of you? We're year to date
A little bit higher.
a little bit higher, but still very much along last year's trajectory. To the best of my understanding, where that number leads us is quite sustainable for our service right now.
Yeah, we're just single digits above last year's at this time of year.
Yeah.
And it's kind of on the edge of splitting into a platoon system. If you go much over 200 calls a year, you want to have enough calls that members can get to, but not too many that it taxes them too much. So we're skirting the line right now of going to the platoon call-out system,
Well, when
which we
look-
used during the COVID times.
Great.
And when we look at those numbers and that many calls, most of the people that respond are responding from a place of employment, which means there has been an employer who's graciously allowed their staff to leave to serve the community.
Yeah.
But like you say, when the number gets too high, it becomes more difficult to do. So as the service looks to figure that out, we wish them well and wisdom trying to make that decision.
Notice our first e-scooter, well, I'm sure it's not the first, but I've seen, first one here is the e-scooter versus vehicle, which unfortunately, I'm sure we'll see more of that before some rules get put in place.
Well, and we continue to hope that the province will step into their role in that regard.
They need to, even federally, they're talking already that
Are they?
they need to put, they gotta do something, because it's right across the nation,
Exactly.
so.
All in favor? Those are carried. Be it resolved that Councillor Michael Grenier be appointed to the Fire Committee effective immediately. Mover?
Andrew?
Second.
Marvin?
I did ask Michael to sit in this role. These are one of the positions for the time being that we need to fill. And Michael graciously agreed to let his name stand. This would be your last opportunity out if you're gonna take it.
Just point of correction.
Please.
I have been on the fire committee, along with Councillor Fair before his passing,
So
so
this is to the chair
the
role.
chair role. Okay.
Thank you for that clarification. All in favor? Passed. Be it resolved that the following amendments be made to Schedule A of the Vehicle for Hire bylaw number 2297-23. Mover?
Marvin?
Second.
Don?
You see in the notes there, this is specifically to exempt our transit pilot project from that. It makes sense to do so. There's a number of reasons for it, and there's a really good rationale attached. Do you have any questions or thoughts on what's presented there? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the minutes for the Planning Committee meeting of September 24th and October 8th, 2024 be adopted. Mover?
Don Friesen?
Second.
Peter?
Lots of stuff going on there. Anything that we need to highlight there, gentlemen?
I don't think so. Some housekeeping, some other stuff, but yeah, it's all good.
Okay. All in favor?
Any further update on that collaborative planning area
Not
with
yet.
Stanley?
We've had a fringe committee meeting where we've discussed that. That led to some additional conversations, if you guys will remember, with regard to that zone around the lagoon site and what we need and don't need there. And I think we can, we agree that there's some opportunity to discuss a smaller area there.
That's right.
We have prepared a letter to send to Stanley. I think Jody and I were thinking that it might be good to have a fringe committee meeting again to be able to present it in person, so that if there are questions, we can discuss
right.
them right away, and nobody feels blindsided by something or something that isn't clear. There's an opportunity to ask questions right away,
I think
Okay.
that meeting should be done sooner than later.
and I think that
Because
appeared
after
in my
a
inbox yesterday.
meeting, because we had an MSW meeting after the planning, And I mentioned to them, I said there's some, I said you should be receiving a letter shortly.
And after that meeting, I believe we've had was that in between, Jody, that meeting and our meeting? I do know we've recently had a fringe committee meeting.
Okay, but
where
we
this
didn't,
was an extensive conversation.
about shrinking the area.
Specifically.
Okay, good, long as, okay, good.
Correct.
Yeah.
It is an ongoing conversation. It hasn't
Okay,
gone away.
good, no, that's good.
But I appreciate your comment
Yeah.
of putting a sense of urgency
Yep.
to this.
Yep, because we want to get that, thing done.
Nailed together and sent off.
Agreed.
It's good.
Seeing no further comments, all in favor? That is carried. Be it resolved that Councillor Michael Grenier be appointed as a board member to the MSTW Planning District effective immediately until the end of council term in October 2026. Mover.
Andrew.
Peter got you, Andrew got the second. This is a new appointment for Michael
This
this
is.
time. It's a role that carries a fair amount of workload, and I appreciate that you agreed to let your name stand. Thank you.
I look forward to the challenge. Of course, circumstances of the appointment are far from ideal, but nonetheless, I look forward to it, and I'm exceedingly popular now.
I think you'll do a tremendous job there, and Councillor Friesen has agreed to take you under his wing in that role.
Yeah, teach them everything I know.
Do you step into chair right away then?
No, there have to be elections coming up.
Oh, so then the vice
Agree.
chairs,
Whatever they're gonna do, but they're,
The board reorganizes.
reorganized, they're, and we want to wait till we had appointed someone before. we
Okay.
reorganize.
Excellent. All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the following amendments be made to Schedule C of the Fees and Charges Bylaw number 2285-22. Mover?
Peter?
Second.
Andrew.
As noted in your notes there, this change is due to the change in expiry date for business licenses. We approved this at the August 13th planning meeting. So this allows us to charge partial fees to first-time applicants, depending on when they apply during the course of the year. Renewals will continue to come in at $300 per year. Anything additionally there, Jody?
I think, and just it makes it a lot more easy to administrate this when the renewals are all at the same time.
And it would make very little sense for somebody to come in the 11th month of the year and pay the full fee and then pay it again 30 days later.
Exactly.
So, well done on fixing that. All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that the minutes for the Community Services Committee meeting of July 9th, 2024 be adopted. Mover?
Andrew.
Second.
Marvin?
Thank you, Marvin. Anything there that should be highlighted?
This is the one that we had forgotten to adopt earlier?
This is the
That's
older
right.
one, yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, that's why it's a long time ago.
So,
Doesn't feel fresh in the mind, but.
No, it was missed.
All in favor? Carried. That takes us to delegations and hearings. Be it resolved that this regular meeting of council recess for the purpose of holding public hearings. Mover?
Don?
Second.
Michael?
All in favor? Carried. So this is a public hearing for variation number VA 2024-027 at 795 Roblin Boulevard East. Jody.
Yes, applicant and owner for this application is Ironman Industries Limited. As stated, 795 Roblin Boulevard East. The variance requested here is to reduce the north rear yard setback from the required 20 feet to 13 feet 4 inches. The purpose here is in order to construct a 14,669 square foot addition in the M industrial zone. We have not received any objections to this application. There is a report to council with a recommendation. And one thing you may want to note is that this will be consistent with the setback of the existing building, because at the time that they put up that building, there was a different setback requirement. So this is just keeping it consistent with what they already have there.
Thank you.
And the recommendation there is to approve with a couple of conditions, that being the lot grading and drainage plan and the compliance with the high-vis standards in the Clover Creek Industrial Park.
Thank you, Jody. Is there anybody here wishing to speak to this? Not seeing anybody in chambers. Anybody here wishing to speak in opposition? Again, not seeing anybody here. Council, before we close hearings, any comments, any thoughts?
When
No,
you're-
it's-
oh, go ahead.
Right.
I was just gonna say the aerial view, boy, people sure are encroaching on our space.
Yeah, as is noted in your
Yeah,
report to
exactly,
council, yeah.
Yeah.
Be it resolved that the public hearing for variation application number VA 2024-027 be closed. Mover?
Andrew?
Second.
Marvin.
All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that council approve variation number VA 2024-027, subject to city approval of lot grading and drainage plan and compliance with high-vis Clover Creek industrial standards. Mover.
Don?
Second.
Michael?
Thoughts or comments? I am continually impressed and thankful that our business community wants to continue to invest into our community.
This is exciting.
You have people looking at a significant building already and prepared to add significantly more. It's really good to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and it was interesting because I drove by there the other day and I thought these Job Johns or whatever, they were, you know, hyping in COVID. I thought, wonder if they're doing anything, but apparently they are, you know, building for that application, which
It's
is
nice to see.
Yeah,
Really nice
wonderful.
to see.
Yep.
Okay, not seeing anything further, all in favor? That is carried.
You're welcome.
Thank you, have a good night. Public hearing for bylaw number 2322-24, Russet Road. You see the shared notes there, Jody. Is there anything further that we want to discuss about this?
I don't think so. Everything's gone according to plan this time so far, so hopefully this one is the one that passes the finish line.
So as we mentioned last time, this was rejected because a parcel that is created by a closed road can't remain a separate parcel, but must be consolidated with a different parcel. We've now done that, and now we're ready to move forward.
Correct.
Excellent. Is there anybody here wishing to speak for this? Seeing that we have only staff and media left in chambers, I suspect not.
You can speak if you like.
Anybody wishing to speak in opposition? Also not. Council, thoughts, questions?
It's all
Nope,
good.
it would be nice to finish this off.
It's a paperwork thing, but it's still important that we follow the appropriate steps as we go. But you're right, Andrew, it would be nice to finish this up and be done with it. Be it resolved that the public hearing for bylaw number 2322-24 be closed. Mover.
Peter.
Second.
Michael?
Last thoughts? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2322-24 be given second reading. Mover.
Marvin.
Second.
Don?
Thoughts? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that bylaw number 2322-24 be given third and final reading. Mover.
Michael?
Second.
Peter.
Comments? All in favor? Carried. Be it resolved that public hearings be adjourned and regular council meeting reconvene. Mover.
Marvin.
Second.
Michael?
All in favor? Carried. I see no addition. I see no other business. Do we have any questions from media or public relevant to this meeting of council? I don't see anybody there, nobody online. Be it resolved that this regular meeting of council be adjourned. Mover.
Andrew.
Second.
Peter.
Thank you very much, all. We are adjourned.